Okay. Okay. Hi, Kendra. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. So, my name's Kimberly. I'm going to be your social worker. And before we begin, I just want you to know that this is a safe space. So, my priority as as your social worker is you, and I want to make sure that you feel that. So, whenever you have any concerns, comments, or anything you want to bring up, please feel free to interrupt me at any time. Okay?
All right.
Okay. And before we dive into the assessment, I want to clarify what confidentiality is. Have you ever heard of that word before?
I I don't think so.
Okay, no problem. So, confidentiality is just like another word for privacy. So, with that being said, anything shared between us will stay between us. However, the only time that I will have to break confidentiality is if maybe you share something that concerns me about your safety, or maybe you share something about somebody else that's in your household, or a friend or family member that might put them at risk. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, perfect. So, with that being said, Kendra, would you please be able to tell me more about yourself so I could get to know you?
So I'm 16 years old, so I'm in high school. I'm in foster care, but I still like talk to my actual family.
Mhm.
And some things I like to do, I like to write poetry. I also like to cook as well.
Okay, so some of your hobbies include cooking and poetry. How
Yes.
do you learn how to cook?
I learned to cook in my family since, I want to take care of them, and one of the ways I show that is by cooking. And I just like making my own thing, especially like if I want a certain something to eat.
Hmm. That's really cool. And I find that actually really inspiring. I wish I was 16. Or when I was 16, I wish that I knew how to cook that young. That's so cool. It
Hmm.
seems like it's also how you say like connected to your family.
Oh, can you repeat that?
I said it also seems like that's how you seem connected to your family.
Yeah, in a way, that's one of the ways.
That's cool. And in terms of poetry, do you like read poetry? Like, do you write it?
I mostly read poetry. I feel like it's kind of hard to write it, but I want to learn how to write.
Okay. And do you read poetry that like relates to you, or do you read it like when you're happy? Like, what kind of poetry do you read?
I like to read poetry that kind of speaks to me in a way. Just in general, or some even if it doesn't relate to me, but something like I can understand and gives me like a new perspective, I think.
Okay, that's really cool. So moving forward, what's your understanding of why you're in foster care? What happened?
Um, I was really a little like scared of the whole foster care thing, but all I know is that I do miss my family a lot and my mom too. It's really hard being apart from them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you for sharing that. And I want to recognize how difficult that is from being separated from your family. And I know that you miss your mom and siblings a lot. Um, you're really strong, and I want to recognize that. So, what are your goals for therapy?
My goals for therapy is just to figure out how to get through these challenges in my life. Because I also have a dad who died years ago, and I'm still having a hard time going through that too. So I'm hoping to go like figure out how I can get through all these challenges that are, affecting me.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Wow, I'm so sorry that you're going through this, but I want you to know that I'm here to listen. And so what's important for you right now then?
Just like getting better in general, so I'm not sad all the time, I guess.
Okay. I think I believe I read that you sometimes struggle getting out of bed, that you just wake up and you're crying. Can you share more about this?
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of nightmares and I feel like I can't really like sleep.
Mm.
Mostly because I miss like my family and also with like my that dad not being here, so I'm always feeling like really, really sad. And I feel like it's hard to, be out there while I'm feeling these sorts of feelings.
Okay, so you said you had nightmares. So do you go to sleep thinking about your family or about your dad? Do you think that's what contributes to that?
I think sometimes it's that.
Okay, I'm so sorry to hear that. That sounds really tough on you. But it makes sense why you're feeling this way because it's just, I think, how you're processing your emotions right now. Does this affect you as a student?
I feel like maybe because I know like I haven't been doing as good in school as I used to. And I know like some of the teachers, I feel like they kind of feel bad for me because my dad recently, died as I've already explained. And, they kind of help me out at school, which I appreciate, but it's really hard to kind of keep up with what's going on and also with my siblings too.
Yeah, that does seem really tough. Thank you for sharing that and for being vulnerable and to be willing to explain why you feel that way.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about how you identify culturally?
Well, so I identify as a Latinx. So in my family, we are care very strongly about each other and look out for each other. So that's why like I'm always like very caring about my family, not because just of our culture, it's just like built into us, I think like that. And we're also pretty religious. Like I believe in God. I think there's a heaven and hell too.
Okay, wow. That seems really meaningful.
Mm.
Sounds like family is how you stay connected to your culture. And how is your at-home life with your foster family? Are they the same culture or how is that going?
Um, hmm. I think I'm not sure like about their culture. They're not like exactly the same, I believe, but they are pretty nice and I do have a foster sibling, Tanya. I do get along with her.
Okay, that's really good.
So, yeah. They have a dog and I like to walk that dog every day. So that's pretty fun at least. At least they're nice.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad that you're having a good experience with your foster family. Um, so you mentioned that you are spiritual and that you do believe in God. Can you share me a little bit more about your spirituality?
Yeah, so because, I believe in God and I also believe like my dad is looking down on me and making sure that I'm okay. So I feel like I feel a little better just thinking about that. Like I know like he's not with me anymore, but at least, he's still looking out for me in a way.
Wow, okay, that must bring you a lot of comfort between you two. It's a form of connection, and I think that's really intimate. No one knows the relationship that you have with your dad or that connection. So I think that's really special, and I hope that you find a lot of strength in that, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I've mentioned that you've mentioned your family a lot. Do you think your family, or would you consider your family like as your motivation?
Yeah, I want to go to college so that way like I can take care of them. So that's why I mostly like try my best. So not only like I can like be there for them and I can also like take care of them and look out for them too.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that. It seems like family is really important to you.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Okay, Kendra, well, that concludes our session for today. I do want to take the time to thank you for your vulnerability and willingness to open up to allow me to get to know you better. You are going through a really difficult situation, and it is going to be hard and difficult naturally to talk about it. But I admire your willingness and strength to talk about it with me. Do you have any questions or comments, or how did you feel during the session?
I feel pretty okay. I'm starting to get just a little comfortable. I've never been to therapy before, so this is kind of like new, but I think it'll be okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, being trying something new is gonna bring some discomfort, but it'll take time. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for meeting with me again, Kendra. We'll talk soon, okay?
All right, we'll talk soon.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.